My name's Rick Sieber. I've been with Viking Tool for 37 years. We started using Tracker back in 2008, and it's been working really good for us. Well, back when we got started with Tracker, we had our own software. It was kind of unique to us, and it was in three different worlds. We had a work order software, we had a quoting software, and then we had a bill of materials software. So you had to jump from each one world to the next. As far as the development of our software, when we were developing it, the guy that was helping us with it had no idea what we do. He basically did what we asked him to do, and he came up with a way, and then he'd bring it in and show it to us and say, is that what you wanted? And we'd say, kinda, you need to tweak this or that. And then you get to a point with that development process that you kind of hit a plateau, and all of a sudden it's like, well, where do we go from here? Most companies end up doing something like that. They end up hiring somebody to come in, do a little bit of development. And we thought at one point back in 07, 08, when we approached the TST team, that it was important to have somebody develop that really understood our industry. By having somebody involved in the development that really knows mold making, is huge. We believe that a software developer should be somebody that can follow through and continue and keep developing, rather than us hitting a plateau. I'm a mold maker. I know just enough about these computers to be dangerous. I'm not a developer. I can give advice and I can give you my input, but I need somebody that understands development completely, as a computer developing company or a software development company. After working with the TST guys and liking the proactivity, we thought that it'd be a good option to let them look at what we were doing and see if there was an opportunity to develop that, and see what we were doing, creating a mold making managing software, or a very unique, I'm going to call it a job shop software, but it's more for our industry. You know, after being in three different worlds, to keep track of what we were doing, to bring it all into one. And one of the big things I think that was important to us was that it was the keep it simple, stupid attitude. It's a simple software where you don't have to go to training, and I mean, you got to learn it a little bit, but it's really a common sense approach to how to keep track of everything that's coming and going, how to purchase your stuff, how you do your shippers in there. I mean, you just do it all right there. And for us, it's become a lot easier and a lot more efficient, because we're not jumping from one world to the next. We stay right there and we accomplish what we're trying to do. Well, there's another thing too, I think, that's important as far as what has it done for our business, and that is that because it's accepted on the floor, we're using it out there, we're using the CAD room, the guys are more proactive. They see that things are evolving. They want to be part of it instead of just being stuck in our, this is how we do it. Everybody seems to want to be part of the action now. They want to learn it. They want to see it. They want to give their advice. They want input in what we're doing, and I think that's created more of that atmosphere. Once a guy's in it for just a little bit, he has no problems. That training period is very short. As far as the bill of materials go in Tracker, it really does a nice job, because you can create an RFQ and you can launch that over to a supplier. They can throw a number back to you. You can turn it right into a PO, dump it in there so you got track of the cost, and send it right back to them. So it's all automatic at that point. You guys, you maintain all that information. You just turn a request for quote into a PO. It's really neat the way that works. The quoting side of it is really very complete. I mean, you can do anything you want in there. You can put shipping costs in, material costs, added material costs. You got to send it out and have it chromed or hardened or you name it. I mean, anything. You can add a component in there. You can plug all the hours in, design, rough, stress, whatever. You can put it all in there, and it gives you a really good opportunity to look at that versus the old, I'm going to call it the swag method, where you do 2 or 3 times materials. If you got the job up and you're looking at the model of what you're quoting, you can take various snapshots that end up at the bottom of your quote. You'd be surprised how often we refer to those to try to understand what the part was. Our customers love it because they know when they get their quote that we're quoting the right thing because there's a picture of it. I'll pull a design up and they want to drop an insert in, you got a water line issue. We'll take a snapshot of that, and when we send it to them, put it in transparent and they can look at it. And I mean, it's small, but you can still see that we're dealing with the right thing. We're talking about the right thing. That's great. The other thing is it's just a nice format. It's Excel. You go in there and you fill it out. You save it off to a folder and you can email it to them, and it looks extremely professional. It's got our ship on it. It's really cool. There's not much I don't like about it. The work orders in Tracker are really nice because what it does is it allows us to have a format to review. The customer will call in and say, we want this done, this done, this done, this done. So you got 4 items on your work order, and the program manager goes in and fills that all out. Once he's done, he prints that off, goes to the floor, and grabs the job leader, our shop foreman, and himself, and they stand over the job and review it. If there's something to do with CAD, they bring a CAD guy out, and they're all standing there together talking about it, going through every one of those details. That's what the customer wants. They want all that information documented so we don't miss anything, and we don't miss things anymore. Tracker allows us to keep track of everything in one world, to the point of, like these folders. This is the paperwork we generate from now, going forward. And that paperwork all comes to the front office. It used to be that we were busy quoting and doing all kinds of different things, and shoot, I'd have a hard time billing stuff within, I'm going to say, a month. Sometimes the customers would be mad at me because we waited so long to bill them. And today, with the way we do it and the way the paperwork's processed in the Tracker, we can bill them in the same day or the next day. We were struggling. And this has cleaned that up really well. As you can see, I'm not that organized, but it's nice to be able to go. I usually grab these folders like once a week. I try to, or once every other week, and I sit down and I review them all. And you can see going through them that my incoming shipper's there, my work orders there, my outgoing shipper's there. Any sign-off sheets or anything I need from the floor are all there. Everything's stapled together. If I need to, I go on there and look at the bill of materials, but I don't really need to because there's a sheet in there called job summary, and it's got everything on it. The customer, invoice number, actual amount we had into it, what we quoted, labor cost, materials cost, unattended time, everything I need. And that's what I keep track of to see where we ended up and see how we're doing. And a lot of times it also generates a lot more questions, because if I get to the end and something looks fishy to me, or if I look at the work order, which is the second page here, and I see what we did and I look at a number, I can run over to the program manager and say, hey, why didn't we get paid for this? Or why did we only get this when you can see it costs that? And what it does is it stimulates some of those questions. From a standpoint of why I feel that a company that maybe that I know or have worked with should be considering the Tracker software, it probably stems a little bit deeper than just the software. I mean, the software is cool, but I think it's more about the people. To me, that's it, because we stayed with Tracker, we stayed with TST because they were very proactive and they're able to make things happen. So why wouldn't you want to be on the cutting edge? To me, that's what Tracker does. That's what TST does. Those guys are a solution, and they're a good solution. And we wouldn't want to be without it. It's worked out real well.